process, support and scaffolding the learning to be able to do that. And then if you own that project and you collect your own data, does that make changing behaviours?
Okay. Why is it? Sorry. Please.
God, I was going to say easier. That was it.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
About how to change behaviours.
Yeah.
So how do we incentivise people to do that?
Okay. Why is it important to you that people feel like they have ownership and they understand the science behind projects or like problems that are happening?
If we democratise the Internet of Things, then we have more sensors around communities. At the moment in my city, the council and the university have their quality stations where they need them and where they want them. The data coming from those 10 to 12 monitoring stations, I would say, is meaningless to people that I'm supporting in disadvantaged areas. It would be nice as an aspirational piece to take those people to the university campus, but it isn't their backyard. And if they can have that equipment in their own community, then that's really important to me.
Okay, cool. The question, I asked how many hours approximately a week you engage in making activities, and you said 20. And I was just wondering how much of that is kind of, because you said, you do a lot of making in your work time as well. How much of that is work time and how much of that is actually in your private time? I mean, you already said it kind of overlaps sometimes, so it might be difficult to answer that question.
I would, if we took a weekly average, Elizabeth, I would say that out of 20 hours making, then personal making would be 2 hours a week. Okay, it was just to get like an idea of kind of how that's divided in your life. Okay. One of the questions asked what kind of making activities you usually engage in, and obviously you wrote a lot of the things you've just told me. A lot of digital making, Raspberry Pis, that kind of thing. And I was just wondering, because that's really, these answers I usually get from men, the very digital stuff. So I was just wondering, but how did you get into it? And do you think there are gender differences between the different kind of activities, or are you an example, that shows actually there are no differences, everybody's doing everything? No, I think I'm a square peg because of the work that I'm doing. So, I spend most of my working week supporting teachers with the computing curriculum. So we have to look at digital programs. That said, recently I've been working on it's always going to have that digital element because I'm supporting technology and computing teachers. In my personal making, then some of it will be unplugged. It will be offline. It might be textiles. It might be paper based. But if I spend quite a chunk of my working life looking at participation, increasing diversity, and that's when we'll look at wearables, we'll look at e-textiles, it's always going to have the electronic element. So even if it looks softer, if it's soft circuits, there's always going to be circuits in it with work. That's what I do. Yeah, okay.
So in terms of gender, do you think that there's a difference in the kind of activities the things people make in their lives?
Yes, if it's a digital element, then it will still be. I think the perception is that women will do more in-textiles, and then generally, there is the perception. The electronic affair is on this week. When I see the demographic there of little video clips that are coming online, it's predominantly 99% male. It's the electronics industry, and that's why I always ask, is it going to be like this? When I look at communities like the Things Network, the Internet of Things, it's electronics based, it is 99% male. And I always ask, and I get the response of, that's the industry, Claire.
Yeah, okay. I'm just wondering, when you said, so you often, you teach teachers how to deal with new technologies and digital. Do you get different reactions depending on if it's a male teacher or a female teacher? Do they do they approach the topic differently? Or is it the same? Just wondering, because obviously you talk to a lot of people probably on an everyday basis.
Maybe, I work with groups that are mixed gender. And if it's teachers, particularly at this stage when we've had the curriculum for a couple of years, then I don't see a difference in gender when people come in. Then the perception is that the computer science element of the curriculum is really difficult, and they're not confident in delivering it. How they vocalise that or how they show that, there'll be a gender difference that way.
Okay.
Just in the same as any scenario. So I know that for me personally, I go very quiet. And the whole self-efficacy piece.
Yeah.
Whereas, sometimes guys might be a bit more quiet, or it might just be the bravado of head held high and keep going and don't let anybody else think that you don't know what you're doing really. So
okay.
I don't tend to see it that much.
Okay. No, I was just wondering because I thought, yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. The question, why do you go to a maker or hackerspace or meetup? You tick lots of options and you also tick the option other. I was just wondering if you remember what you meant by, or what that other was. I can read out the ones you've ticked just to kind of refresh your memory.
I would imagine it would be, because outside of work I volunteer and I lead Raspberry Jam, but everything all the questions that you're asking me fit into that. The Raspberry Jam, Leeds Raspberry Jam is for adults and kids, it's for anybody, it's inclusive, it is predominantly male.
Okay.
The women that come along might be parents, carers, or a couple of teachers. So in Leeds Raspberry Jam, I've only got one student from the school where it's based, so it's not student led. And I'm always looking to encourage more women to go along to that. I would imagine other is extending my network, so the equivalent of me going to Manchester Raspberry Jam or a makerspace in Manchester to visit. It would be a social / network.
Yeah, okay. Good. Right, one question asked, if you could set up your own ideal maker or hackerspace, how would you rate the following aspects? I'm not going to talk about all of them because obviously there's quite a lot, but some of them I just want to ask you why they're important to you. For example, I mean, we've already talked a bit about it, but tackling societal issues, why is that important to you, and which ones would you tackle?
Can I go back to talking about the environment again?
Yeah.
Environment, social, impacting on social needs, and particularly air quality.
Okay. How would you kind of put that into the makerspace? How would you make that a thing? Would you have community-run projects where everybody works on these kind of things, or would you just individually encourage people to think about these things, or what would you do?
This is what we think about a lot, and this is what I'm going to be working on this afternoon as a proposal. It's very much people. I like to offer different courses, different opportunities, so that if somebody can't commit to a 6-week workshop program, which is going to go through making and data science and everything from start to finish, very linear, if somebody can't commit to that, then how about doing a one-day event? And don't call it a hackathon, we'll call it a makeathon if we have to put athon at the end of it. But we could do that, or activities where somebody can pop in for an hour and see a project that's already been built, and they can tinker with it, they can change it, they can be quite curious or mischievous and change the temperature on a sensor and see the outcome from that. So very much a program that is structured for flexibility, that people can come in and join at any point.
Yeah.
And because I'm always looking at inclusiveness with making, then definitely so that somebody can come in the short term on their own.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And probably it's never tech led.
Okay.
That's the thing. It's always a social need first of all. Whenever we do sessions, the technology is always kind of hidden. It's the tool to reach the endpoint.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's a good point. That's really interesting. Similar question, and I mean, again, we've already mentioned it a bit. Pro-environmental and sustainability.